The inverse would be divide. And now it's gone. Now x is by itself. X equals g over 6. Now, for a literal equation, we really don't know what number x is. We're not going to get x equals 5. We're just getting x by itself. Okay? Alright, so on the next one, it says solve for x again. So, first of all, we have multiplication and we have subtraction. Remember, when we're solving, don't confuse Aunt Sally, my dear. This is the order we go in. So we have multiplication and we have subtraction. We got to get rid of the subtraction first. So the opposite of subtraction is addition. So we're going to add. And you end up with u plus 2 equals 2 times x. Okay, so we're still not through. We still have this 2 over here that we need to get rid of. Okay, so we want to get x by itself. We need to get rid of 2. Let's read this, 2 times x. So the opposite of times would be divide. So when we divide, we get u plus 2 divided by 2. Put a 1 in front of that u. So how many u's do we have? 1/2 u. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. Sorry, that's so sloppy. Y'all are used to that, though. I'm pretty sloppy when I do these problems. But you get the point. 1/2 u plus 1. Okay, let's look at another one. I'm still getting used to this, so let me scroll down. I don't want to go that far down, though. Let's see if I can scroll over here. Okay. Yes, this is good. Alright, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit so y'all can see good. And we're going to change the color to purple. Okay, so on this next one, we are trying to solve for x. So we need to look on the side of x. When I say side, I mean that side of the equal sign. And you have a k over there. So to get rid of minus k, you will plus k. So you end up with the variable by itself, x, equals, and what's on the other side? U plus k. And that's your answer. Once you get that variable isolated, you're done. Okay? Alright, on number 6, I'm playing with this. This is fun. Alright, we're solving for x. So on the side of x, I have a c. It's c plus x. So to get rid of a c, we would subtract it. We want to get rid of it. Now, x is over there by itself. So we end up with x on one side. And we end up with g minus c on the other side. And that's your answer. Alright, we're not always going to solve for x. So let's look at number 7. We are trying to solve for a. Okay? Well, notice that a is on the bottom. There is more than one way to work this one. On these kind, I like to kind of solve it as a proportion. Remember this, where you put u over 1 equals k over a and cross multiply. You end up with a u, it doesn't really matter. I'm putting it in alphabetical order, equals, what's 1 times k? K. Now, we're almost through. We have one more step. We're trying to get a by itself. So we need to get rid of the u. It's a times u. The inverse of times is division. So a equals k over u. And that's your answer. Okay, so on the next one we're going to do, let's scroll down a little bit. Let's look at this. Now this one has a lot more steps involved. Okay, I got this way. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Okay, we'll just do it like this. Alright, so this one has a few more steps involved to it. Okay, remember, don't confuse Aunt Sally, my dear. No distributive, no like terms to put together. If you did have any like terms to put together, put them together. If you had a z and a z, put them together if they're on the same side. Here we're solving for a. So the first thing we can do is we've got b plus m divided by a. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of the b first. We want to get rid of addition before we get rid of division. Okay, so we're going to subtract b. You end up with z minus b equals m divided by a. Okay, how do we get rid of a? Well, there's two ways we can work this, and I know y'all hate when I say there's two ways we can work this, but we can actually, let me find a color that will look different from what we've been doing. We can actually put this over 1 and solve it like in a proportion. Now you're multiplying both of the z and the b by a. So you end up with, let me erase that so we have room. So you end up with, what's a times z? A z minus a b equals m. Now we need to get the a's by themselves. Now we end up with two a's. So az minus ab equals m. Well, one thing we can do is factor out the a. And we could have just left it like that. I guess I should have just told y'all to leave it like a times z minus b. Let's just do that. Sorry. So don't really multiply them, just write them out. A times z minus b equals m. Now to get rid of, to get a by itself, divide, because it's a times, divide by what you're trying to get rid of. Okay, so you divide the other side by z minus b. Looks like a 2, but I promise it's a z. So a equals m over z minus b. Okay, so on this next one here, we want to, let's zoom in a little bit so we can see what we're actually doing. Okay, so let's solve for x. Now this can be confusing if you don't follow your steps. You have to follow your steps and understand what you're trying to accomplish. Here we're trying to solve for x. Well, we have x's on both sides. So there's several ways. The longer they get, the more ways there are to work these. So you don't have to work it exactly like me, but you should get x by itself. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move I'm going to move xg over here with the other x. So I end up with 2x minus xg plus 4 equals 0. Now I need to move the 4 over. So subtract. And you end up with 2x minus xg equals negative 4. Now I can factor the x out. Both of them have an x, so take the x out, and what's left? The 2 minus the g equals negative 4. Let me erase right there so y'all don't get confused. That's 2 minus g equals negative 4. Now I want to get x by itself, so what do I need to divide by? I need to divide by 2 minus g. It's x times, do the opposite and divide. So x equals negative 4 over, you don't have to put the parenthesis, 2 minus g. Okay, now I'm going to make up my own problem, hopefully, if I can figure this out. I need the whiteboard. Whiteboard. Whiteboard? Or not? Okay, I don't know if it's going to let me use it. Okay, so alright, so let's just say I have 2x minus 3y plus 8 equals negative 4x, and I want to solve for x. Well, the easiest thing to do here, first of all, you want to combine like terms. They're not on the same side of the equal sign, so you need to move your like term over, and you end up with negative 3y plus 8 equals negative 6x. We are trying to get x by itself. You have a negative 6 in front of the x, so to get rid of the negative 6, it's not plus 6, but it's negative. Look in between them. Negative 6 times x, so to get rid of times, you're going to divide. And you just leave it like that. Negative 3 divided by negative 6. Now you could simplify this. Negative 3, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 3/6 will simplify to 1/2 y. And then 8 divided by negative 6 is a fraction. It would be minus 4/3 equals x. Simplify if you can. Okay, so remember to use your rules when you're working in your workbook. Always combine like terms, CLT. If they're not on the same side, use your inverse operations. Okay. Distribute. If you have distributive, don't confuse. Then undo addition or subtraction, and then undo multiplication or division. Okay, so there's no excuse for you to say, since I'm not there, that you don't understand, because technically I am there because I recorded this just for y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow.